LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the subject that is network theory. In network theory, we will discuss Thevenin theorem, that is from chapter number 3, network theorems. So let's start our today's session of the Thevenin theorem. So first we will see the statement of Thevenin theorem. So the Thevenin theorem states that any linear circuit containing the several voltage and resistance can be replaced by the just one single voltage in series with the single resistance that is connected across the load. That means we can replace the complex circuit by just only the single voltage source, and that voltage source is known as a Thevenin voltage source, and we will represent that voltage source as a VTH, and then we have to connect that VTH that is in series with the Thevenin equivalent resistance, that is what is a RTH, and then we have to connect the load, that is what our load resistance R. See, this is what it's a circuit diagram, or we can say the equivalent Thevenin circuit. For that, here you just first consider this is what it's any linear circuits. Okay, that means that circuit will contain the voltage source, current source, or several resistors, and then we have our load resistance. That resistance is what? It's a RL. Then we can convert this complex network with this simple network. That is first, this is what? It's a Vx. That is known as a source voltage, or we will consider that voltage as a what? As a Thevenin equivalent voltage. That is what? It's a VTH. And here, as we discussed, that is what? It's a single resistance, and that resistance is what? It's a Rs. Or we can consider that resistance as a what? Is a RTH. That is Thevenin equivalent resistance. And this is our load resistance RL. Alright? Now, first we will discuss the procedure to solving the circuit, that is using Thevenin theorem. Then the first is what? We have to remove the load resistance RL. For example, one complex network is given to you, and the statement is what? The problem statement is like that. You want to find out the voltage from that particular resistance. Then the first step is you have to remove that load resistance RL, and then find the Rs by short circuiting all the voltage source and by open circuit all the current source that is present in that network. And yes, this step number 2 is applicable for only and only independent source. If in a network you have a dependent source, then you cannot find out the value of Rs using this method, that is by short circuiting all the voltage source and by open circuiting all the current source. This is applicable for the only and only independent source. If you have a dependent source and you want to find out the Thevenin equivalent resistance, or we can say Rs, then you have to use one equation, and that equation is what? It's a VTH divided by IN, and IN is what? It's a Norton equivalent current. Because we know that the resistance R that equal to what? It's a V by I. And here V that we have to consider Thevenin equivalent voltage, and I that we have to consider that is Norton equivalent current. And then find the Vs by the usual circuit analysis method. That means you can use the mesh analysis, node analysis, source transformation, source shifting. You can use any method to find out the value of Vs. And then find the current that is flowing through the load resistance RL. Because after finding the Vs and Rs, we have a very simple circuit, that is Vs is connected in series with the two resistors, that is what? Rs and RL. Then only we have a one loop. Then easily we can find out the current of that single loop. Alright? Now let's discuss the example based on Thevenin theorem. The statement is for the network given in figure. Find out the VTH and RTH across the point, that is A and B, like in this diagram. Here we want to find out the Thevenin equivalent circuit across the point, that is A and B. Alright? That means here, see, the load resistance is given to us. Now we want to find out the Thevenin equivalent circuit. So just recall the procedure. The first step is what? We want to find out the Thevenin equivalent voltage, that is Vs, or we can consider that voltage as a VTH. So what we have to do? We have to remove this load resistance R. Okay, in order to find out the value of VTH, we have to remove this load resistance RF. So first we will discuss the procedure to find out the VTH. So for that, see, this is the diagram. So in this diagram, we have considered RL. We have removed this load resistance RL, and we just redraw this diagram. Now here, we are just considering the voltage, that is what? Plus and minus, that is what is the VTH. Now as we discussed in the procedure, see here you can find out the value, that is VTH, by using any circuit analytical method. That means if you want to use mesh analysis, yes, you can use the mesh analysis. If you want to solve this using the node analysis, okay, alright, you can use the node analysis. Someone want to do the source transformation, if it is applicable, right? In this example, see, the source transformation is not possible, because when we want to convert this voltage into the current, what we require? We require the series resistance that is connected with this 40 volt supply. Basically, it is not there in this particular diagram. So here we cannot use the source transformation method. But if you want to use the mesh analysis, then here you have two different mesh. You just write the current equations, mesh equation. You just solve that mesh equation, find out the mesh current, and then you can easily calculate the VTH. Now I'll solve this example by using the sum. I just first find out the total current, and then I'll use the current divider rule, and then I'll find the VTH. See here, I just mentioned the total current of the circuit. That is what? It's a I total. Okay. So in order to find out the value of I total, what I require? I require the equivalent resistance of the network. Okay, that you can find out with help of the series parallel. So R equivalent is what? You just see this 45 and 30, that is connected in a which connection? That is in a series connection. And then that 30 and 45, that is also connected in a series connection. Now this two series connection, that is connected in a parallel with each other. So the value of R equivalent, that equal to 45 plus 30, parallel with the 45 plus 30. If we solve this, then what we get? 45 plus 30, that equal to what? It's a 75. So it's a 75 parallel 75. And we know that when two resistors of the same value, that is connected in a parallel, then the resistance is what? Is the half of this. That is half of the 75 is what? Is a 37.5. So the value of equivalent resistance, that is what? Is a 37.5. Now we know that the I total is what? Is a voltage divided by equivalent resistance. So here the value of I total, that equal to what? The voltage is what? Is a 40, and the resistance is what? Is a R equivalent. Just substitute this value. So here what do you get? That is 40 divided by 37.5. If you solve this, then answer is what? It's a 1.066 ampere. So this is the what? This is the total current of this diagram. Now, see, this is our diagram. Here we know that the value of I total is what? It's a 1.066 ampere. Now that current is divided between these two branches. One branch is what? It's a I1. And another branch, that is what? It's a I2. So here if you want to use the current divider rule, then after Here in this particular branch, the resistance is what? It's a 75 because these two are connected in a series. Here also you just see this branch resistance is what? It's a 75 because this 45 and 30 that is connected in a series connection. So here also 75, here also the 75. So both the branch having the same resistors. So the current is divided, that is what? That is the half of the total current. So I can write the I1, I2. That equal to what? It's a I total divided by 2. And that is what? I total is 1.066 divided by 2. That equal to 0.533 ampere. That is the current I1 and I2. Now here you just see, because of current I1, there is some voltage drop across the resistor 30 ohm, and because of this current I2, there is some voltage drop across the 45 ohm resistance. Now, current is flowing in the down direction. So the first end will become plus, second end will become minus. Similarly, here also I2 is flowing in the down direction. So the first end will become positive, then the second end will become negative. Now you just apply the KVL in this upper loop. Okay, in this loop, particular loop, you just apply the KVL. If you want to use this loop, you can use this loop. There is no problem. You will get the same answer. Now here first, see here, from positive to negative, we have to convert that voltage drop. We have to write that voltage drop as a what? Negative, because sign is changing from positive to negative. So that is what? It's a minus 30 I1. Then here the voltage VTS is changing from positive to negative. So we have to consider that voltage as a negative. So I am just writing that is minus VTH. But here 45 ohm, the polarity is what? It's from negative to positive. That means I have to consider that voltage drop as a positive, and the value of that voltage drop is what? 45 into I2, because V equal to what? It's a IR. And finally I have to equate that with the 0. Now, so value of VTH, that equal to what? It's a minus 30 I1 plus it's a 45 I2. Now we have the value of I1 and I2. That equal to what? It's a 0.533 ampere. Just substitute this value in this equation. So what we will get? VTH that equal to minus 30. In place of I1, we have substituted what? It's a 0.533 plus 45 in place of I2. You just substitute, that is 0.533. Now when you solve this, you will get the answer, that is what? 7.99. And that is equivalent to what? It's a 8 volt. So we will just consider the value of VTH, that is what? It's a 8 volt. Okay. As I mentioned, you can solve this example using the mesh analysis. Then you will get the same answer. Okay. And if you take, instead of this loop, if you want to take this loop, then after you will get the same answer. Okay, but you cannot write the equation for this loop, because I want to find out the value of VTH. So I have to choose the loop. In that loop, I want the one voltage, that is what? It's a VTH. Now next, we will discuss the procedure to find out the value of RTH. So you just recall our procedure. In that, to find out the value of RTH, we have to replace all the voltage source by their internal resistance. And the internal resistance of the voltage source is what? Is a 0. So we have to replace all the voltage source by the short circuit and all the current source by the open circuits, because the internal resistance of the current source is what? Is infinite. So just we have to replace the current source by the open circuit. Now, the first thing, to find out RTH, we have to again remove this load resistance R. Okay, that resistance already I have removed the load resistance RL. And then here I have only this one voltage source, 40 volt. And we have discussed, we have to replace that voltage source by what? Short circuit. So we have replaced that 40 volt by the short circuit. And from this terminal, you have to look from here. And you have to find out the value of RTH. Okay. So I'm just redraw this diagram. And let's see what happened. See, this is our diagram, RTH. And here you just consider two terminals. That is, one terminal is A, another terminal is B. So first I'm just consider the terminal A. Here from terminal A, the two resistors are connected. One resistance is 30 ohm, another resistance is what? It's a 45. See here, from terminal A, I just connect two resistors. One resistance is 30, another is what? It's a 45. And then you just see carefully, these two resistors are connected with each other. So I have connected these two resistors here. Now you just consider this B terminal. From B terminal, again there are two resistances connected. One resistance is what? Is a 45. Another is what? 30. And this two, 45 and 30, that is also connected with each other. Like this. See here. From B terminal, there are the two resistors. One is 45, another is 30. And again, these two are connected with each other. Now this all four resistors that is connected with each other. See here. This all four resistors are connected with each other. So you just draw the common line between these two. Now by looking this diagram, you can easily find out the value of RTH. Because you have to look from this terminal and you have to find out the value of RTH. Right? See here, this 30 and 45, that is connected in what? It's a parallel connection. That's why here I have written 30 parallel 45. And when we solve this 30 parallel 45, answer is what? It's 18 ohm. Similarly, here also, there's two resistors, 45 and 30, that is connected in a parallel connection. So again, it's what? It's a 45 parallel 30, and that equal to what? Is 18 ohm. Now this two resistors that is connected in a what? In a series connection. See here, this 18 and 18 that is connected in a series connection. So the value of RTH that will become 18 plus 18. That equal to what? It's a 36 ohm. Now finally we will draw the Thevenin equivalent diagram. In this diagram, see, first I will consider the voltage VTH in series with the resistance RTH, and yes, our load resistance that you have to connect over here. Now the value of VTH is what? It's a 8 volt. Value of RTH, that is what? Is a 36 ohm, and this RL, that is as it is. Okay, RL. If some value is given to you, for example, RL equal to 5 ohm, then easily you can substitute here RL equal to 5, and the current value I is will become what? 8 divided by 36 plus 5. So easily you will get the value of current. But in this particular example, instead of value, here just given that is load resistance RL. So this is the Thevenin equivalent circuit across the load resistance RL. I hope this example is clear. Thank you.